Hello, my name is Charles Morman. I have worked with the Alamo Drafthouse company as a server in New Braunfels for about 2 years now, and I would like to talk about my idea for closing down theaters for the night with a cleaning crew, opposed to the old-fashioned way of having each server close it down individually after the other night. Now, so a bit of background. We have about 11 theaters in our building at the moment. Uh, this requires 11 servers per theater for the end of the night to make sure it's all clean and ready to go. Normally, this is not a big deal. You want to make sure this goes smooth and goes right for your customer with enough servers, enough support, everything. But on slower days like Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, you just don't need that many people, and as a result, you have slower, well, kind of like almost kind of like lethargic servers because there's just so many of them. There's nothing for them to do. Now, even though we're only paid about $2 an hour, it still makes a big difference if you have maybe like 3 or 4 times more servers than you need, and that's a problem for us. What needs to be done here is we need to find a way, the solution to cut back on labor. Something else that should be addressed is that sometimes the server is going to feel like almost they're kind of working for free because the extra hour that the server is spent using to clean the theater, or so is being paid for $2 an hour, and such. Most of their revenue comes as a server comes from the fact from engaging with guests, getting that tip. You're really earning that money from them and not from the company itself. And so spending that time cleaning the theater afterwards, while only making $2 an hour, can really kind of cut into that sense of profit. Especially when you came right to the morning shift servers, who don't have to spend a lot of time after their shift. They make most of their money in the morning. That's just how that works. I think one solution here would be possibly to give the morning servers more to do to kind of make it feel it's more even and it's not as jaded and unequal as it may seem right now. However, I feel like I feel like adding stuff to the morning is the wrong way to go, and it should be more going to the evening servers and kind of cut back. As I feel like that's the right direction, and that's the best way to approach this problem. Way we need to approach this is finding a way to cut out that time that's being spent there. Because not only are the servers being paid for to be there that long, it's also the managers, because they have to make sure that these servers are getting the job done, making sure the building's well taken care of, because that's their job as managers. And with my solution of getting a cleaning crew, that's where it could really make a difference there. Not only is it going to reduce the cost of hours from servers, but also the managers as well, because the manager won't have to wait around and make sure it's getting done right, because the cleaning crew will clean it up, overnight in between the night shift and the morning shift. And this also would help with, as I said, with the divide between the morning and the evening, as there'll be more desire to close, because now you can have two or three servers per close each night, which means it's not as overstaffed. You're saving that money, since most servers can handle about 3 to 4 theaters reasonably when it's really slow, which means that the people who want to work can find a way. They can give away their theaters if they feel like going home. They can take up multiple theaters, kind of make that extra money if they need it. It ultimately just becomes a better work environment and a more cohesive, family unit, as Alamo kind of likes to refer to itself as an Alamo family. Something worth to mention is just how to set up the whole cleaning crew and who to get on there and what kind of team to assemble there. The big thing would be find someone who wants to kind of work more an hourly job, doesn't care about cleaning, just kind of someone who wants that kind of job. You could take being a current employee, or you could hire someone new for it. Maybe give the salary about $8 an hour, $10 an hour, something that fits the money that you're kind of cutting from the manager's salary at the end of the night and the server salary from the servers you don't need, and the less hour that you don't really need now that they're no longer working that extra hour there. And when it comes to the cleaning crew being effective and stuff, they wouldn't necessarily need a manager to be present necessarily in the building, and really be watching over them, because it's going to be over the night when there's no customers in the building. It's just kind of be them cleaning up, making sure everything's ready to go, and allowing the evening manager to go home early and not have to wait around for them. And then when the morning manager comes in, the opening, he can kind of check them out, make sure everything was done all right, make sure everything's good to go, and not have to waste extra hours in the night when really they're just kind of waiting around for the servants to finish cleaning, and so that they can kind of get on their way and go home just like the rest of us. And I really believe that is like possibly the best solution we can come up with, because it just kind of satisfies all parties involved. People who want hours cleaning can get hours, and it, everyone gets to go home earlier, and it can no cost to us. How this will impact your customer. If you implement this kind of system and make your servers and your employees more, I guess, comfortable and happy in their work environment, it's going to come back and influence your customer service on the other side and be able to provide a better experience for your guests and make them excited